All right, so the Eagles are 1.5-point dogs going into Super Bowl 59. Now, we're not basing this show off of betting. We're not. This isn't like a Jalen Hurts. What will his over or under be? Like, this isn't.
No, we're going to do that like next week, though.
Yeah, we'll do our. Trust me, we're going to do our picks on the Friday before the Super Bowl. But basically, what we're basing the line off of is the fact that the people that do the line setting, the people that know a lot about both of these teams, right? We know how impactful Vegas is and how close they are on pretty much everything. Do they miss things every once in a while? They do. But they're pretty accurate when it comes to a lot of the lines that are set for props, over-unders, and games. And so they have the Eagles as the underdog. And the question is today at 610-632-0975, you can text in, you can call in, is whether or not the Eagles should be looked at as the underdog going into this game. So, John, I'm going to tell you a quick story because you had this topic for us yesterday. We always do the promo after the show ends for the next day's show, just so we have an idea because, when you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes the brain's still a little foggy.
It can be. Yes,
so sometimes you have to prep the day before. And so yesterday, it's trash night at the South Tunis neighborhood, taking the trash cans out. And my neighbor across the street, they always have the same people over for every Eagles game. It's awesome. So I go, hey, did you have fun last night? And he goes, yeah, man, it was a blast. It was a blast. It was a blast. But I got to tell you, I wish it was the Bills, man. And my first thought was, oh, what, like because of the Eagles fan, Bills fan? No. I think they handled the Bills. I don't know about this one. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that it's the Monday after the NFC Championship game, and he's already kind of like,
oh, boy.
I don't know about this one. But that is somebody's immediate feel that they are going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that's looking for their third straight Super Bowl victory.
Great pedigree.
Patrick Mahomes, GOAT. Andy Reid, GOAT.
Correct.
Head coach. Spags, maybe considered GOAT defensive coordinator for all we know. I mean, this guy.
I don't think that's the case, but I mean, he's been really, really good for a long time.
And he does a lot with a little because you know how much money goes to the Chiefs offense with Patrick Mahomes and that contract. But there are people that had that immediate reaction of, damn, I think they could have beaten the Bills. We'll see. He didn't say they're going to lose. He said, I just felt a lot more comfortable about Buffalo than Kansas City.
All right. If you want to live your life that way, I guess people can do that, live their lives scared. I have no idea why somebody would look at this matchup and say, yeah, I'm worried about Kansas City, other than all the things you mentioned. Patrick Mahomes, if this game's tied late, he's got the magic right in his back pocket and he can get it done. But has anybody ever had better magic than Tom Brady?
Right.
We saw Tom Brady in a game where he had a chance with the New England Patriots to beat an Eagles team. Sometimes the GOATs lose. Sometimes they go down the tubes. The Eagles are better offensively. The Eagles are better defensively. The Eagles take the ball away more than Kansas City. There are so many reasons to look at these two teams and say, you know what? The Eagles are the better team. But history would tell you that the Kansas City Chiefs are just really, really hard to beat in this situation.
And look, we gave the same respect to Sean McVay and Matt Stafford just two rounds ago. Like, hey, the Eagles are the better team. The Eagles are the team that should win this football game. But obviously you have to keep a slight eye on Matt Stafford and Sean McVay. But how'd it play out? The Eagles won the game. It got close. It got dicey toward the end there, obviously. But the Eagles end up winning that game, and then they handle the Commanders in the NFC Championship game by putting up 55 points. I don't expect the Eagles to put up 55 points against Kansas City.
I certainly do not.
But I don't see why this team should not be able to score in the high 20s once again, as they've been doing throughout the entire playoffs at this point. And I'll be honest, when my neighbor said that yesterday, man, I wish it was the Bills. We talked about this on Friday, I believe. And it sounds crazy. My preference was the Chiefs. I think the Bills are a more well-rounded team. I believe the Chiefs have much bigger and better pedigree, and they have the better quarterback, and they have the better head coach.
Always good when you throw out a early in the show. That always works well.
The overall Bills team, I thought, was better than the overall Chiefs team.
I'm looking at a Chiefs team that, their best game of the year was last week. As far as offensively, scoring 32 points. They hit the 30-point mark twice. This isn't an offensive juggernaut Chiefs team. This isn't a Chiefs team who goes out there and just physically imposes their will on people and lights up the scoreboard. This is a Chiefs team that wins tight games, and that's a quality to admire.
Absolutely.
But to me, when I look at it, the Eagles are the better offensive team, and despite Spags, the Eagles are the better defensive team in this matchup.
Yeah, no, by the way, Steve Spagnuolo, all the credit in the world. I got Vic Fangio. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Spags deserves all the respect. I have a lot of respect for him. But I got Vic Fangio.
But people are going to say to you that Vic Fangio has never beaten Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
0-8. And that Vic Fangio...
Sure, there's a lot of guys that have that record against Patrick Mahomes.
But what I'm going to look at is, did Vic Fangio ever have this? Vic Fangio had an overmatched Denver Bronco defense trying to shut down Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
There's a huge difference between what he's got here and what he had there.
Right. We talked about this yesterday. Vic Fangio deserves a ton of credit for the Eagles defense, the turnaround they had. But let's also not ignore the fact that they got great talent. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, great talented rookies that changed the way this defense played right away. It's a combination of both defensive coordinator and talent. And the Eagles defense has a lot of talent. So our question for you to start the show, 610-632-0975. Should the Eagles actually be looked at as let's just say it, the lesser team in this game against the Kansas City Chiefs? Now,